All right, good Monday morning, everybody. We're live and just double checking my audio is working A-OK this morning, and it sounds just fine. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. We'll be talking about a lot of things on top of the tropics. We have Tropical Storm Idalia in the Gulf of Mexico, between there and Cuba and southern Mexico. And that's going to impact Florida tomorrow night and early Wednesday as a major hurricane. No immediate threats for Texas, but if you have any friends or family, or if you're traveling anywhere near Florida or the Carolinas in the next 48 to 72 hours, that's going to impact weather for the eastern United States. More on that coming up in just a moment. First, the biggest headline in San Antonio in the weather department is the amount of heat we've seen all summer long since the beginning of summer. And even into late May, early June, we hit the triple digits early this year. And with that, we are at currently 60 days at 100-degree heat or hotter. And that actually broke an all-time record, not a daily record, an all-time city record here in San Antonio. That previous record was set back in 2009 of 59 days. We're currently at 60. Today, we're likely going to hit 100, depending on how much rain forms in the afternoon. We'll, again, talk about that coming up. And then even later into this week, from Wednesday through this weekend, high temperatures trending right around 100 to 103. So the heat is not going anywhere anytime soon, despite us starting a new month. September begins on Friday, I believe. Let me double check that. Yeah, September 1st, Friday, September 2nd, this Saturday. So 60, that beats out, of course, the all-time record. Last year was the second on the all-time list. That was a total of 58 days. 2009 was 59 days. If you're wondering, is this normal? No, it's not. Average is actually 18 in 1 year for triple-digit heat. So, yes, it's supposed to be hot in Texas and San Antonio this time of year, but not this hot. This level of heat is just abnormal. We hit 60 days so far this year, and we're on track to hit more later on this week. Okay, Energy Matters. Today is a yellow day. Conserve your energy between 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. You'll see that the satellite and radar picture shows quiet skies. Let me fix a couple of things before we get going. Again, if you have any questions, guys, feel free to comment down below. David, always with the jokes. Perfect. Thank you so much, Mr. Eats and Treats. Awesome. Thank you. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below, guys. If you're traveling to Houston, Dallas, Austin, or if you're, again, traveling towards the East Coast in the next several days, that's where tropical weather is really going to have an impact on that local weather pattern. Outside right now, it is pretty hot, and we're in the upper 80s and lower 90s. No rain on the radar. There is some rain out near Sonora and the western half of the hill country towards West Texas, but back here at home, it is clear. Just some mid to high level cloud cover over Calaveras Lake and some spots near Morgan's Wonderland, and with our sky cam as well. Awesome. Hello, Zane. Hello from New Braunfels. Yeah, that's a great spot, man. I love that area. That's where Worst Fest and everything is during the fall time. That's a great spot to be. Great food, great areas, and a lot of great activities along I-35. Thank you, Zane. Anthony, when are we going to start getting cold fronts? So typically, Anthony, when we start getting cold fronts is usually on average late September, early October. But those only cool us down briefly, like for a couple days, if not, a day. But when it gets consistently cooler, like highs in the 80s and 70s, that's usually around November and December when the cold fronts get a little stronger and pack more of a punch and really filter in the cooler air at the surface. So we'll always watch out for cold fronts, especially in September. But typically it's late September and early October when the first ones start to move into San Antonio and south central Texas as well. Metro temperatures, 93 already in San Antonio, 88 in Bernie. We're at 93 at Timberwood Park, 92 at Lavernia, 86 at Fredericksburg, and same thing at Rock Springs. We have a lot of heat on the map, and we'll make it to about 100 degrees with a small chance at rain. Now, I mentioned after like 4 p.m. today, there will be isolated scattered rain around San Antonio, but a better chance for areas out west like Rock Springs, Camp Wood, Uvalde, Medina County, Hondo towards Kerrville, and even west of Kerrville as well. Anywhere in that area west of I-35 and west of I-10, better shot and opportunity at seeing more widespread rain today. Now, San Antonio, it's not going to be much, just kind of spotty activity after 3 p.m. this afternoon, and highs again right in the upper 90s and lower 100s. Let me show you what's happening at the surface. There's a front stalled out near the Texas coast between northern Mexico and Corpus Christi and the Gulf. What that does is filter in some slightly drier air, but this frontal boundary will kind of move back and forth, and what that will provide is a catalyst in the atmosphere to get showers going. Scattered rain, a few isolated storms, and you'll see kind of on the forecast. Here's a forecast model. Let me stop and go that. So you'll see by 2 p.m. today, highs near the upper 90s. This is 1 o'clock. More numerous showers between Bernie, Rock Springs, and Uvalde by 3 and 4 p.m. But some of that is going to drift farther south towards New Braunfels, Zane, and near San Antonio and Bernie by about 3 and 4 p.m. And this forecast model, a little aggressive. This is the graph high resolution forecast model. But you'll see it puts a isolated downpour in the east side of San Antonio between 3 and 6 p.m. tonight. So that's something to keep in mind. I don't think it's going to be this aggressive when it actually forms this afternoon. I do think by and large most of the rain should form west of San Antonio, just kind of how you're seeing on the forecast model, and even south of I-10. But there's that chance for an isolated to scattered shower in the city between 4, 5, and 6 p.m. and maybe a lingering downpour out west by 8 and 9 p.m. But as we lose daytime heat, the rain chance also goes along with it. Tomorrow morning for Tuesday, mostly clear skies and overnight lows in the upper 70s behind this weak frontal boundary and a north and northeast wind. And aside from that, pretty quiet in the forecast. You can see here are some of the high resolution forecast rain totals. Some areas near Edwards County, maybe near Rock Springs and Valverde County. Some of these pockets of rain could easily pick up between a quarter to an inch of rainfall. This model is saying near a quarter in San Antonio, so cross your fingers. There's a chance at rain today in the city, but again, most of the rain should develop west of Bexar County between Bernie, Kerrville, Uvalde, and Rock Springs in our western region this afternoon and this evening as well. Okay, big story in the tropics is Tropical Storm Idalia. Let me get this real quick. Just double checking the data. Mr. Zane, you're a Skywarn spotter for the Weather Service in Austin and San Antonio. Thanks, man. Yeah, your help is greatly appreciated. Anytime storms move through, even today, it really does help. Even severe weather days in the spring, March, April, May. You can sign up to be a Skywarn spotter from the Weather Service anytime, and your service and your help definitely, assists us because we can only see so much, right? We see what's happening on the radar, on satellite, on surface analysis, but when someone's out in the field, storm chasing and storm watching and can observe hail moving out of a storm or strong straight line winds, and they send us that picture, that video, that data, that certainly helps with the local region and forecasting and even what we call nowcasting when severe storms hit. So thank you so much, Mr. Zane. It does certainly help one person at a time with Skywarn storm spotters. We wish Flash Flood Alley, but now is Flash in a pan. Yeah, David. Yeah, we are in a very dry pattern. It's been like that all summer. I think our summer to date rainfall for San Antonio is like an inch. Last week's rain certainly helped with Tropical Storm Harold, but nothing in the tropics right now near Texas. It's mainly in the Caribbean Sea, and it looks like this is going to impact Florida by tomorrow evening and Wednesday morning. So currently a strong end tropical storm. It is currently observing wind speeds thanks to hurricane hunters and reconnaissance data of wind speeds of 65 miles an hour inside that center of circulation inside the storm center itself. Central pressure down to 990 millibar, moving north at 8 miles an hour. So that's a change because it's been stationary for the last 24 hours or so. Here's the forecast cone, making landfall somewhere between Cedar Key and north of Tampa as a Category 3 hurricane. That's major. That's wind speeds upwards of 115 to 130 miles an hour sometime early Wednesday morning, likely making landfall in the pre-dawn hours 2, 3, 4, 5 a.m. north of Tampa between there and Panama City Beach in northwestern Florida. Coming up for the noon, we'll dive more into detail about Idalia. about the storm force winds, the storm surge, the impacts for the eastern United States and the Carolinas. We'll talk more about that coming up at noon. And also with a tropical update I'll upload to social media later on this afternoon. Today, 100 degrees in San Antonio, 98 on Tuesday tomorrow, 100 in Wednesday, and 102 on Thursday and Friday. So we're going to add to this all-time record of triple-digit heat. Today, a chance for rain, 30% at an isolated scattered shower. After 2 p.m., better chance and better coverage of rain west of San Antonio towards Rock Springs, Hondo, Uvalde, Camp Wood, anywhere west of San Antonio, better shot and coverage of rain this afternoon. San Antonio running at a 30 to 40% chance at seeing some of that rain. Okay, we'll leave it on the forecast a little longer, guys. For now, we'll give you updates on anything tropical later on today, especially if you don't have me on social media. Feel free to add me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or it's called X now, not Twitter. Feel free to comment down below and also add me on social media and also anything on Ken's 5, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We'll have updates on there as well.